Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today you're going to get a little bit of a extra video because I didn't really plan to have a video done uh, until Saturday or Sunday, and now you're getting one on Wednesday. So is the video I also had planned. Then the video I had planned will actually now be next week because we have some breaking new news from BILT. The BILT 2.0 was just announced today, and we're going to go over all of the cards, all of the benefits, how the program works, and anything you need to know if you're an existing BILT card customer, and if you're a new or plan to be a new customer, any information you need to know as well. And so stay tuned. The video I plan next week will come out accordingly next week. But let's go today. I hate to do this, but I am going to be reading from the notes directly today just because there's a lot of information, and I'm trying to be fast and up to date on this. So it's a little bit fast this week. So here we go. So there's 3 new cards, and we're going to go over all the other stuff, but I'm going to go over the stuff that applies to everyone first, and I'll go over just stuff that applies to existing BILT card holders later. But we're going to go to the 3 cards first. There's 3 cards now: the BILT Blue, the BILT Obsidian, and the BILT Palladium. So the BILT Blue is the no annual card fee, and basically it earns 1 point per dollar on everything. There's no categories, there's no nothing else. It's 1 point per dollar. So a little bit of a downgrade on the, actually a big downgrade on the free card, honestly. 1 point per dollar on rent or now mortgage. This is how it works now. You can use rent or mortgage, and we're going to talk about the program later, but 1 point per dollar on rent or mortgage. And then 4% BILT cash. So we're going to talk about BILT cash later, but you get 4% cash back in BILT cash as well on everything. And you also get $100 BILT cash just for signing up for the card. No spend necessary. Just when you sign up for the card, you get $100 BILT cash. And basically, the only points you'll be earning outside that 1x point is on BILT neighborhood benefits. So anyone else would get, you basically get an additional point in reality. But BILT neighborhood points only is where you're going to get that 3x, 5x, whatever. All right, so don't really recommend this card to anyone except for reasons we're going to talk about later. The next card we have is the BILT Obsidian. Now this is now $95 annual fee, okay? And you get 3x on dining or grocery. You get to choose. If it's grocery, it's the first up to 6,000. And if you're an existing BILT card holder, I'd recommend you pick the grocery. And that's because if you're an existing BILT card holder, you are. I'll explain more later. But basically, you're going to have the option to get a new BILT card, but your current existing account at Wells Fargo will be changed to an autograph card, and then you have the option to switch to a new BILT MasterCard. The autograph card's a Visa. That'll keep the same number and whatnot. So you're basically kind of getting 2 credit cards out of this, but I'm going to explain that later. But the autograph card gets 3 points per dollar on dining. So if you're going to have that card anyway, since you're going to basically get 2 credit cards now instead of 1, I have that for the dining and this for the groceries. 2 points per dollar on travel, 1 point per dollar on everything, up to 1 point per dollar on mortgage and rent, 4% BILT cash, 2 $50 semi-annual BILT travel credits. So you get 2 $50 credits to use on the BILT travel portal. You get one for the first half of the year and one for the second half of the year. And if you subscribe or you sign up, you get $200 of BILT cash just for signing up. Okay. Basically, this is BILT's version of a Chase Sapphire Preferred because it's basically got the exact same categories. It's the same annual fee. It's dining or grocery, whereas the Sapphire is just dining. But on its own, 2 points per dollar on travel, same as the Sapphire Preferred, and 1 point per dollar on everything, same thing as the Sapphire Preferred. The only difference is the BILT stuff with the mortgages and the BILT cash. But basically, this is a BILT Chase Sapphire Preferred. Very much the same card, same annual fee, and then almost the same travel credits. All right, the last one. This is the Mac Daddy card, although I'm not a huge fan of it. You'll see why. Is the BILT Palladium card. So this card has an annual fee of $495 a year. So this is a premium credit card, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second ever. What is it? I know there's World Elite MasterCard. Was it World Prestige MasterCard? Something like that. It'll be up on the screen. You've probably just been having the whole thing on the screen the whole time because I'm just reading off the BILT notes anyway. So this card will get you 2 points per dollar on everything. There's no other categories. It's just a flat 2 points per dollar. So it's kind of like a Venture X. 1 point per dollar on mortgage, up to 1 point per dollar on mortgage or rent, 4% BILT cash, 2 $200 BILT travel credits, so same thing semi-annually, and then $200 of BILT cash every year that you can roll up over $100 of each year. And then if you just subscribe, you get $300 BILT cash. And if you subscribe, you get 50,000 points in gold status after spending $4,000 in 3 months, excluding rent and mortgage. So this card does have a kind of a sign-up bonus. And I didn't put it on here for whatever reason, but it also has priority pass. So it does have a lounge access. So this is kind of like a BILT version of the Venture X, but more expensive. It's actually $100 more expensive than the Venture X. And I would argue, excluding the rent payments, which you kind of do need to have a BILT card for, and I'll explain in 1 minute. I'm not really in favor of this card, especially comparing to the Venture X. It's $100 more. You kind of get the same travel credit, because technically the Venture X you get a $300 annual travel credit using Capital One Travel, but it's also $100 cheaper, that card. But with Capital One, the way their system works, I'm going to kind of go over the ecosystem a little bit. So, in order for you to get good potential on this card, you're going to need 2 cards. You're going to need the Palladium card and the Obsidian card if you want to earn the 3x on the dining versus just the 2x on everything. So, you're going to be looking at an effective annual fee of basically $600 a year. So, you're getting into like Sapphire Reserve, MX Platinum territory. Cheaper, but you're getting to that point. And you're basically getting the same... Actually, you're not getting the same benefits, now that I think about it. You're getting worse benefits than the Capital One Duo, which would be a Savor and a Venture X, because you're only getting dining or groceries. Now, as I explained before, there may be a reason that you can sort of get the other way, but you're still paying $100 a year to get less sort of spend. So this is not really the most economical thing. I would say I'm not really a big fan of the Palladium card just because I see it as a more expensive Venture X. Again, you do get a little bit more benefit with the $200 of BILT cash every year and the $200 BILT credits, but I mean, the only real advantage, in my opinion, to the BILT cards over another program is BILT does have good programs, and I would say BILT's program is better than Capital One's program, but not by a huge margin. I'd still rank it under American Express and Chase, and I'd probably put it above Capital One, but you are paying $200 or more a year to get this privilege. So, in my opinion, I would probably not really opt in for the BILT Palladium, just because you're not really getting that higher category. It's a decent catch-all card, but the Venture X is also a decent catch-all card. And, if you don't really care about the benefits of it, and it's not my recommendation, you can get a, regular Venture card for $95 a year and get the same earning rate that you would get with the Savor and the Venture, or with the Obsidian and Palladium cards here. So I'm just really not seeing the value of this Palladium card. It's sort of like a more expensive Venture X than it really needs to be. So not really in favor of the Palladium card. I mean, it needs to make sense for you. If you plan on using these things, go right ahead. But for most people, I would just get the Obsidian card, skip the Palladium card, and if you want more of a, more budget-friendly setup, you would be better off with the Obsidian card and then just getting a Venture X. It would be the same annual fees, and you can even get a Savor card and earn groceries as well. So in my opinion, I just don't see a value out of the Palladium card. But for those of you that had a BILT card before, and you hear me talk about BILT cash. So what is BILT cash? So it's not BILT points. So again, I'm going to just keep reading this from the website just because it's the best way I can explain it. So this is from BILT. BILT Cash is a flexible new rewards currency you will earn in addition to BILT points. This is a separate program. Unlike BILT points, BILT Cash gives you value when redeemed and access to exclusive features, experiences, and benefits to the BILT ecosystem. BILT Cash, it's separate. And as you said, in addition to the earning rates on BILT points to the card, all the BILT cards, free, $95, and the $500 one, are all going to earn 4% cash back in BILT points. So if you spend $100, you get $4 worth of BILT points on any of the cards. But also, every 25,000 points you earn, you also get an additional $50 of BILT Cash. So how do you redeem BILT Cash? This is the part that's really going to be a big deal, and I'm going to read more about it later. You'll be able to redeem your BILT cash to unlock exclusive access across the BILT ecosystem, like points on rent and mortgage with no transaction fee. Every $30 of BILT cash gets you 1,000 points up to your full rent or mortgage amount. Okay. This is an exclusive benefit for BILT card holders. Any BILT card, by the way. Elevated access for transfer bonuses. So redeem BILT cash to boost your status tier and access higher transfer bonuses during rent day. So you can boost your status tier with the BILT cash. Home away from home collection, redeem BILT cash again. So you can use it for, sort of how American Express has their hotel system, their hotel collection, whatever. BILT has the same thing. You can redeem it for those. Or you can use it to redeem for BILT experiences. So dining reservation, fitness classes, comedy shows, and more. So sort of like Capital One entertainment. You also redeem your BILT cash for dollar monthly credits in the BILT app towards hotel bookings with BILT travel. So you can use it for credit in the travel. Lyft, you can redeem it for Lyft credits so you can use it for Lyft cash. Fitness classes, built to the booked app. Dining, if you pay your tab. When you use mobile dining checkout at select BILT partner restaurants, you can use it for take money off your bill. Wouldn't recommend that though. And home delivery through GoPuff. Never heard of that before. Okay. And the BILT collection, redeem your cash for select items and item drops in the BILT collection. And I should say your BILT cash expires at the end of every year. You can only transfer up to $100 of it. Here's the thing now with the mortgage payments. So the rent and mortgage payments are changing. So you can now do mortgages with the BILT card, which is great for so many people. You can now earn points on your mortgage. But there's now a fee for it. But you can get the fee waived using the BILT cash. So I'm, again, reading from the BILT website here. BILT cardholders may choose between two payment options when paying for rent or mortgage through the BILT app or website. Max points or no transaction fees. You may select and change your payment option in the BILT app or website. No transaction fee. Pay your rent or mortgage with no transaction fee. You may redeem BILT cash to unlock BILT points on your payment. Every $3 of BILT points unlocks 100 BILT points. So 30 BILT cash dollars unlocks 1,000 BILT points. So the way you would do this math is you would take the amount in your mortgage and then divide it by 100 and multiply that by 3. Or you can just take how many thousands of dollars your mortgage is. If it's like 4,500, you would know that you would need to get you would need $30 and then half of $30 or 15, so you need $45 of BILT cash. You can do that, but if you want to do the exact math, you would take the number of points. You would take the cost of your mortgage because you get 1 point per dollar. The maximum you can get is 1 point per dollar. So if you want to get the maximum, you take the cost of your mortgage, divide it by 100, and multiply that by 3. That is how much BILT cash you need, and then you can use the math where you get 4% cash back a year, or you get 4% cash back on your BILT card. So if you have that same, if it's $4,000 mortgage, you need $120 of BILT cash, and 4%, and that would be this much money. I can't really do that math that fast right now. However, there's another option. Max points. Earn 1 point per dollar on your rent or mortgage payments. A 3% transaction fee applies. So if you want all points and you don't want to worry about BILT cash, you can just pay the 3% and get that full value of points. See, I don't really know how I feel about this. If you have a $4,000 mortgage, it's 4,000 points. That is that's $40, I would say. No, that's not $40. It's more like $80 worth of value, I would say. And you would have to pay $120. So you're paying $120 to get $80 worth of, now potentially more, but essentially $80 worth of value if you value your points at 2 cents per point, which is what I recommend you do. And the other option, because again, you would need $120 of BILT cash to get that as well. You would need, if you do the math, let me do the math real quick. Yep, that's what I thought. You need to spend $3,000 a month on your BILT card, on anything to be fair, $3,000 a month to get your full payment. Now, I imagine the $4,000 is a little bit, that's a bit of a higher mortgage, I would say, for a lot of people. But I'm just illustrating the point. The issue I have with this is you're basically having to use this card exclusively. And as I said, it's not really the best program for that. So I would say maybe don't expect to get 1 point per dollar on rent and mortgage anymore. Now, you look at this two ways. If you are coming from BILT 1.0 and you're paying rent, I think this kind of sucks for you. Your card is worse. You have to pay an annual fee now. Although you get that autograph card, which is nice. Your card is kind of worse that you have to pay an annual fee now, and you have to spend more on your BILT card potentially than you were before if you were maybe mixing and matching other cards. You're kind of more locked into this ecosystem. If you didn't have a BILT card before and you're paying your mortgage, well, even if you're not getting that 1 point per dollar, even let's just say you're getting, I don't know, half a point per dollar. You're getting, if you have $4,000 mortgage, you get a 2,000 points a month. It's still free points, even if you have the $95 card. 2,000 points is like $40 of value. So in 3 months, you're already ahead of where you would be. But you are spending on this card. But 3 points per dollar on dining, you know, is really not bad. But if you really want to get maximum value, you really are stuck with this stupid Palladium card. And in my opinion, I just don't see the value in this. I would sort of just go with the BILT Obsidian and then have other cards for your groceries and whatnot. And then just maybe make this your exclusive dining card. But again, though, you're sort of losing this flexibility. But again, though, it all really depends. And it is a bonus at the end of the day, so you can't complain too much. But, you know, that part of it does really suck. I think the cards themselves are better, and I still would plan on getting one. It's just that the free card to me is just utterly useless. Because if you're only getting 1 point per dollar on anything and you're only using this, like if you only want the free card just to get the points on your rent or mortgage, you still have to use the card or else you're stuck paying the 3%. So you're not really coming out any better. And while you're using the card, you're only getting 1 point per dollar, which sucks. The only way you're getting more is if you pay for the better card. So in my opinion, this free card is just maybe like a downgrade option. I just don't really see that. I think it only really exists because it was free before. And now so they had to have something to give people. But I just don't see the value in the free card at all. It's got to be honestly one of the worst free credit cards I have ever seen. But because essentially, at best is 2% cash back, which is, you know, you can get on every other credit card on the earth, which I guess is not terrible, but still, like, come on. So, in my opinion, the BILT Obsidian is the way to go. If you really can justify the BILT Palladium, go for it. If you have a very expensive mortgage and you just will spend all of your money on that BILT Palladium card because you want to make that 4% BILT cash go, and you want yeah, sure, go for it. But for most people, I would say the Obsidian card is the way to go. But it's just not really that strong of an earning thing. I would really suggest that you sort of diversify yourself with this card. If you want to go on the cheap end, I would say if you get the Saver card and the Venture X, if you're willing to pay for the Palladium, Saver card and the Venture X will get you great earners, or just have the Saver card and the regular Venture even, or maybe if you want to go the American Express route and you don't really care about having a grocery card and you just want to have another free card as your catch-all card, Amex Blue Business Plus is not bad. There's tons of other credit cards you can get. If you want like the most comparable though, I would say you're better off with the Capital One duo of the Venture X and the Saver card, and then going with the Obsidian card as like a second, program, because I do recommend at least 2 points programs, maybe 3, but if you want to go with 2. Citi is also not a bad option if you don't mind it. I think they have the worst point system in my opinion though, but the Citi Strata Premier $95 pretty much has all the categories covered, but it's a lot of overlap with this as well. So, and if you don't want an additional annual fee more than the $95, you can go with the Venture One with the Quicksilver and Saver. Have that be your dining and your catch-all card, and then this, or that should be your grocery and catch-all card, and then this be your dining card. But then again, I think they said if you have a $2,000 mortgage, you would need to spend about $1,500 on the card every month to do that. So they really are trying to make this your one card. So just keep that in mind. You're not getting 1 point per dollar on your rent or mortgage anymore. You're getting 1 point per dollar if you do this. Yeah, you can't pay the 3% fee, but you're only getting 2% of value. So you're paying an extra 1%. If you are coming from a BILT, I do need to talk about BILT 1.0 real quick, because I did forget to do that. If you're coming from BILT 1.0, I do think you are kind of benefiting, even though you have to pay the $95 annual fee, because you're basically getting 2 credit cards now. So BILT 1.0 card holders can keep their active account open with Wells Fargo, which will be converted to an autograph card. And you will still get the option to convert your current BILT card to the BILT 2.0. So basically, your BILT 1.0 is being converted into 2 cards. You can close your account with Wells Fargo, but I don't see why you would. You're just reducing your available credit. But basically, you're getting a Wells Fargo autograph card, which has 3 points per dollar on dining, gas, transit, travel, and streaming. So, I do actually should mention, even though Wells Fargo has a very small points program, if you just want to get the Obsidian card and you still want dining, I would recommend you actually pick the grocery on your Obsidian and then use the autograph as your dining. So I was talking about Capital One, but you actually can use the Wells Fargo, so that's sort of on me there. But you get that card as your Wells Fargo account is being converted to your autograph account, and then Cardless, the new issuer for the BILT card, will get you a new BILT 2.0 card of your choosing. You can pick any of the 3. As I said, I'd pick the Obsidian. So you actually are kind of winning if you are a BILT 1.0 customer, because you're getting an autograph card already, which has that points program, and you're getting a BILT 2.0 with that points program. So you're kind of getting, an additional extra card. The only issue is Wells Fargo has not a lot of points partners, but it does have 2, or actually I'd say really 3 really good ones. The big 3 I would say are JetBlue 1-to-1, Virgin Atlantic, which is a big one for me, 1-to-1, and Air France KLM, less big but still very important, 1-to-1 on that card. So you actually are still getting a pretty good list of transfer partners, even though they're more limited and you're basically stuck going to Europe on them. But if you do like going to Europe, I mean, you're going to get some pretty good value there. So you do kind of win with the BILT 1.0 transfer that's going on, but you are losing in some ways. But I mean, I would still recommend, if you already have the BILT card, get the Obsidian card, keep that 1 point per dollar on your rent or mortgage or whatnot, and then just sort of like pick and choose what you do. If you're a family and you have a $2,000 mortgage, I imagine that $1,500 in groceries is really not that insane of an ask, or whatnot. I mean, you can do it on travel too, I guess, but I would say the autograph card is better for travel. But even if you don't, if you just keep 1,000 on groceries, which would be $250 a week on groceries, which is insane, but it's probably pretty normal. And you only get like 1,500 points a month. It's still an additional 1,500 points a month, which is it's a lot of points every month. You're getting $15 back, actually more like $30 back every month in just rewards points. So you're still winning, I would say, even with an annual fee of $95. But it's going to be up to you and your spend. So let me know what you guys think. What card are you getting? Did I change your opinion on it? Are you new to the BILT card? Are you interested in it? Are you no longer interested in it? Let me know in the comments below. You can check out my website. I will put all this on the website as well. swipeandtravelwithjake.com, and you can also check out the points beginners guide I've talked about. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and probably about Wednesday next week we'll have another video up for you. I'm actually getting my multi-engine rating next week, so maybe a little bit delayed, but do keep your eye out. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. What do you guys think? Let me know. Oh my God, did I not do that? Okay, good. I was scared. I didn't click record on the mic, but you can see this. Oh, because I couldn't see the red light here, but it's on. So I did click record. Okay, I did my job.